So we all know that communication is really, really important, but when does communication with our clients, with our team get out of control? It's out of control for me right now. I've got the perfect solution for it. I've just done it myself. I want to teach you this quick little tip in the next few minutes. It's going to absolutely change the efficiency and effectiveness in your business and your life right now. Let's get stuck in. Okay, so we all know how important communication is with the way that we communicate with our team, the way we communicate with our clients, with our family. It's a huge source of valuable insights into the way we can grow, the way we can better connect with people. So we know the value of the communication. But what happens a lot of the time in business is we get really stuck, and you're probably in this situation, or if you're not in that situation, you've definitely been in that situation many times before, where we start to realize that the way we communicate is actually across a huge amount of different channels. And social media and various different apps have made that even more complex over the last 3 or 4 years. So we used to be able to communicate pen and paper. We used to have meetings face to face. Now all of a sudden with technology and different apps, there was Zoom, and before that there was your Skypes, etc. Back in the day when I was at school, there was our MSN Messenger, etc. And so we've over time become more communicable in multiple different channels and different ways, which has been great, all for advancements in technology, efficiencies, etc. But the challenge with it is we've actually become so noisy across so many different platforms that the biggest challenge that you're going to have is actually streamlining communication in the one area. And you're probably sitting there going, oh, hell yeah, Jace, this is a big problem for me. I have this problem because we've got people calling, you've got people emailing, you've got people text messaging. You'll have a load of people in the last few years now turn to Facebook Messenger, and they message in that way. And a lot of what we're doing in the sales and marketing process is now moving into a sell by chat framework inside of Messenger, working with our bots and all our automation processes. Some of the time we're getting things happening in regards to active campaign, doing email blasts, etc. So the marketplace has become really, really noisy. We also have clients contact us through, we've had people, a lot of our overseas stuff happens with WhatsApp. Don't like WhatsApp near as much as apps like Voxer. So we've got people in so many different places that it's now, your iPad beeps, your phone beeps, or if you turn your notifications off, and when you do go and check them, they are just absolutely all over the place. So it gets massively convoluted, it gets busy, it gets frustrating, and it really becomes a nightmare for us to remain focused. We have so many distractions, so many beeps, so many tones, so many this, so many that, and it actually means that you never really get into that deep work. And so what I started to do, probably 12 months ago, is streamline all that into the one channel. So I started saying, right, with clients, okay, don't text me, don't send me messages on Facebook Messenger. Let's just work through the Voxer channel because it's cleaner and simpler to do audio messages. I could then, rather than having to write big long emails or dictate them out to my VA to get done, it's so much easier for me to be able to do a 2 or 3 minute Voxer, send it through to them. I know they've seen it, I know when they've played it, but you can also play it at 2 times speed or 3 times speed. And that becomes powerful because if I've got a client that wants to waffle on for 3 or 4 minutes about something that should have only taken 1 minute, well, guess what? I'm going to listen to it at 3 times speed anyway, which means it only takes me 45 seconds to a minute to get that information, process it, and then be able to move forward. And that becomes really, really powerful. So I did that about 12 months ago. We started streamlining that process. We started making it so that we were in an avenue where all the communication from myself was coming through that channel. I was able to be in that scenario of being present, helping clients out, knowing that there was communication there, acting on it more quickly, being more effective to them, and keeping that momentum moving at all times. But herein lies the problem in that. It's now become a scenario where I'm actually receiving more than 120 Voxers a day. That's right, you heard that right, 120 Voxers a day. That is absolutely insane. I've got my family members, for instance, they'll just talk to me on text message. yes, some of my mates will reach out on the messenger chat and those type of things. So when it comes to Voxer, and I try and do all my professional side of things through Voxer, I'll have my VAs contact me if needed. They'll go through the VA managers first, etc. We've got more than 40 VAs full-time with us across our businesses. We're in a situation where I'll have a lot of my clients will contact me, and granted, a lot of my clients will turn around and say, sorry to annoy you, Jace, or just a quick one, Jace, which is great. And I love working with my clients. Like, I spend way too much time with my clients in many respects, to be totally honest, but I love doing that. I love helping out. So we've got to get that balance right, because I've got my group chats, I've got my boardroom program, etc. They have a chat. We've got our Advantage program. We've got our tribe. We've got different avenues in place. I've got a couple of the clients that I work one-on-one with, big multinationals and multi-million dollar businesses. And I might have, 3 business partners that I have a group chat with, and we have 2 or 3 of their senior members, senior managers in another chat. And I've got my own personal 6 full-time VAs as well that are in my inner circle, as well as one of my face-to-face team members and my ops manager, etc. So when you think about that, that is a crazy amount of channels that I've created. So even though I've tried to create that avenue where we're on one channel and one source, that's the first step to being more effective. Take out all of the noise and all of the distractions everywhere and just create one channel. For me and for my teams, Voxer is the best way to do that. So we create that in place. Now remember, I'm talking about communication. I'm not talking about task management with programs like Trello and Asana. I'm not talking about programs like Slack to actually post up all of our communication channel, like not our communication, but our task channels and our project management, etc. I'm just talking about that whole channel of, hey, when you get a sec, can you give me some advice on blah, blah, blah? Or, the small snippets of information, the verbal diarrheas that we have about ideas and thoughts and processes. You don't use those in Trello, you don't use those in Slack, but you put those into things like text or Messenger, in this case, Voxer. So here's the thing. Get that done first and foremost and synchronize yourself into one channel and one channel only. That's your first step. Now, a lot of my clients listening to this will already be doing that, which is smart because they've taken my advice and they know it's super powerful. But there's a storm coming if you're not already there. And the storm is where I've just hit as well, is you might be doing 30 or 40 Voxers a day, which is enough, right? It's plenty. I'm in that situation doing 120 at least a day that are in there. And guys, that is crazy. That is insane. I should never have let that get to that type of point. So here's what I've done. I've now taken out that channel in a lot of different realms. So we're now not going to be able to facilitate instant reply. So I've taken out a lot of my teams, my VA teams, my inner circle, and different avenues to streamline down, to cut down on some of that communication. I've taken out some of the systems, I haven't taken out, I've modified the systems and implemented and empowered 1 or 2 team members to actually basically make more decisions without having to involve me. So if I'm going to do a podcast, they don't need to send it back to me and say, can you check this, etc. Can you do the grammatical check? Or, hey, are you okay with this 60-second storyboard for Instagram, etc. A lot of those channels, it's made me stop and go, no, I don't need to be doing that anymore. These guys have been doing it for several months. They know what to do, they get it right, and we can actually be accountable and put a better system in place so we've got those check mechanisms with the team, but not with me. So one of the VAs that does it, my podcasting guy, will actually liaise with the videographer or one of my ops VAs, and they will actually do the check. They will go through and do those double checks, etc., to remove me from the process. So it's very much a thing like I've got 2 here for those on the video. I have 2 mittens sitting here, all right? So we've got mittens here, and the idea is you put your mittens on and we use helpful words, not helpful hands. So rather than me doing, it's about me talking it out and making the right things happen in that respect. So that's the first thing, working on those, okay? The second thing that we're trying to actually do and put into place, which is a massive one that I've done already this morning and I'm rolling out right now, is actually time blocking myself in place so that I'm only doing Voxer communications with like clients and with colleagues, etc., on 2 occasions during the day. So now rather than having 120, a minimum 120 a day coming in constantly, and there might be a barrage where there's 10 or so coming over a 15 or 20 minute period. Yes, it's easy to sit there and just turn off your notifications. Yes, it's easy to just put your phone on flight mode and those type of things. But reality is we don't do it because it's not efficient and effective for us. I want to know that if my wife wants to call me, she can call me because I haven't got my phone on flight mode because I was too scared to get 30 or 40 Voxers an hour, okay? So the best way to do it is to time block it in. And so what I will do later today is I will cut a video for all of my clients and I'm going to send it out to them and just say, hey guys, I'm trying to do as much as I can for you. Here's when I'm going to be able to be communicating with you on Voxer. So please understand that if you send me a Voxer, if it's urgent, you're going to give me a call. But the stuff that you send to me on Voxer, please understand, I'm not going to be getting back to you half an hour later. It might be 3 or 4 hours because I'm only going to be doing my Voxers on a certain time period. So it's going to be an avenue of, hey, I'm going to do it on this time, etc., and move ourselves forward so we get the right things happening at the right times so that I know I can be efficient and effective. I can block my time in from say 3 o'clock to 3:30 in the afternoon and I'm going to only have half an hour. Now, if I normally might spend say an hour a day doing those Voxers and I'm now synchronized my diary so it's only half an hour, I now have forced accountability and forced efficiency to improve through that process, which is a really, really smart way to do it. It means that what would take 45 minutes or an hour every day is now blocked into 30 minutes. So I'm now saving 15 minutes to 30 minutes a day by putting all of my Voxer communication into that time period. It means if I've got to get back to 12 or 14 Voxers and I'm doing that all within a half an hour period, I know that I'm going to only take 1 or 2 minutes for that Voxer, not potentially waffling on for 3 or 4 minutes. So we need to make sure those things are happening throughout this process, okay? Blocking time is really important. We like to do it with meetings. We like to do it with our marketing. We do it with our clients. I mean, clients book in with us in time block sections of half an hour or 45 minutes, etc. So we need to be doing this ourselves. So guys, there's a really simple way to make this happen. For you, communication-wise is super important. Bring it into one channel if you haven't already. Pick that channel. Something like Voxer is so much better than Messenger because you can play things at 2 or 3 times the speed. You can do a lot more sharing abilities. There's so much more power in it. So choose something like Voxer. Get that happening. And for those that are already there, don't let Voxer become a burden. Let's get your notifications off, for instance, and only time block in once or twice a day. Maybe it's 3 times. It's 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes lunch, 15 minutes in the afternoon. So you're allocating time to do it. You're going to be more efficient. You're going to be more effective. So you're in one channel, one place. You can get all the right things done in the right way, but you're blocking yourself in making it super effective. You're giving the same amount of value. People will love you for it, that you're practicing what you preach. You're also being more accountable for delivering more efficiency and effectiveness with yourself personally, professionally, and in your business. I'm going to go and make that change right now. I've already made that change. I just need to communicate that to my teams and to my clients as well, which I'm going to go and do in about half an hour time. I've got the time on the diary to do it. So guys, go and do it. Don't be a slave to communicating with clients or team members and things like that. Make sure you're efficient and effective with this. I've learned that you can create a beast. I've now killed the beast, slain the beast. I've taken control and moving forward, and I want you to as well. Until next time, guys, go and get stuck in, be more efficient, be more effective, and make sure that we get one channel and make sure that we only do it in set times and time blocks to be as efficient and effective as possible. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Profitable Practice Podcast. I would love nothing more than for you to be able to leave a review. I get so much joy out of listening and reading the amazing things that you guys say about this. So please subscribe to our channel, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get some more fantastic information out there so all of us can grow the industry together. Cheers for now.